Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this existing application, and this particular customer is looking to improve their footprint of heat and possibly add some additional units. So this layout here probably was more of something that they added, not really designing the overall coverage of the space here. So they're looking to put maybe additional units in, as well as moving some of the units they have right now. There is an existing skylights up here that they're going to have removed, as well as there are some fans here, and this is going to be more of a recommendation than it is right now than a permanent design or a final design. And the reason I say that is because to get this to heat up the space properly or better, we may have to remove the fans and or choose a alternative location for the fans. So something just to think about. Also, let's look at the existing footprint of heat here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this ray on here a little bit differently. Let's see here, or the drawing here a little bit differently, so we can see through the ceiling area. And you can see here that the coverage appears to be okay. However, these heaters are attached to the inner wall here. And when they're attached to the inner wall, the best coverage you're going to get is about, an 8-foot throw off the wall. So the only way to, really heat the space here more effectively is to place some additional units over here. And the other thing I want to mention too is that, this right side here is facing, I believe, a bluff, if I'm not mistaken. And so you have a lot of wind that's coming through here in the late evenings, and so the amount of cool air is hitting your body from this side, and you kind of want to offset that cooling effect from the wind. So additional units really do need to be placed in there in order to make this a more uniform amount of heat. So let's go ahead and turn that off right now. And oops, and we'll go ahead and remove these heaters, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what my suggestion would be. Again, this is not a final plan, but this would be more of a suggestion, utilizing their existing heaters that they have potentially. And actually, this particular unit here, I think I can move up. When I place the unit at a these are S34s, by the way. When I place these at a straight down shot as far as from the ceiling, I only need, I believe it's 14 inches of clearance, and so that's one thing I just changed there. But also I placed another unit outside of this on the left side of this area so that you get a better coverage. Now we do have this post here, and we do need to make sure we maintain a certain amount of clearance around the post. And what I did was I just mounted the bracket up against the ceiling area here, and because of the seating area is not it's in kind of in line with this post here, so we kind of have a little bit of an issue with regards to placing it up on this beam or up on the ceiling over here. Now you can move that heater over, but we'll go ahead and take a look at its footprint of heat and its coverage here. In any case, so that would be this side here, and then looking over here, what I've done is added a third unit in the center. So we have three 34,000 BTU heaters, and I also want to lift these up here so that they are at the minimum clearance. And let's go ahead and pop that up here, and then we'll bring it down to the 14 inches here. Whoops. There we go. So that would be the desired height based on this right side with the slope on the right side. That's how I moved the heater down. In any case, so we have the 3 heaters here, and then we have 3 additional units in the same centered off the same units over here. This is the center of the unit over here, and same with these over here. So these are 4,000 watt electric heaters. And another nice thing about the electric heaters versus the gas heaters is in windy situations, when the wind's blowing through here, the gases do move around on the burner. So if you looked at the burner kind of closely, you'd see a bunch of little holes in here, and the gases wick out of those holes about 1/8 of an inch. And when it's blowing around, you start to blow around the gases, and they don't heat up the ceramic. It doesn't heat up the ceramic properly, so hence you're not getting a full output of heat when it's in a windy condition. On electric heaters, however, that's not the case. They give you 100% output based on whatever control you might use, either a control where you might be able to dim it down, but it'll give you the full output of whatever that setting might be. You're going to notice here that I've placed this at a different angle than the other units here, and the reason why I did that is because I want to make sure I keep my clearance from this edge here to this edge of the post at 6 inches, and then also I've changed the angle 30 degrees so that I have the ceiling right now, the slope of the ceiling, I have approximately 15 degree slope, so I added an additional 15 degrees on the heater with the bracket itself, so that we can maintain the clearances from that. Now we also need to maintain an edge clearance from here to here at 18 inches, and there's more than 18 inches here. But on this side here, we need to make sure we maintain from this edge here to the edge of the wall at 24 inches. So there's no issue with regards to that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. And again, this isn't a final recommendation. However, it's pretty close to being very efficient. The exception being the fans here. So you can see here we have a really good coverage around this area here. In fact, you could probably just remove this unit here, and this would be sufficient for the space right here. Again, this is just placed in this, basically I placed it right over the, centered over the window here, and not sure of exactly where the seating center point might be, but wherever that center is, you can move your chairs a few inches to the left or right. Here I went from center of this overall span from this inside edge here to here, well, basically centered on the post, and then move the heaters approximately 10 feet center to center from that. So the center of the heater to the next center of the heater would be 10 feet. And here you can see that you're getting a really good coverage overall. And I think this would be something that would be very ideal. I really don't see the issue with regards to clearances with this fan being centered or semi-centered within this span here. I'm not quite sure where that might be, but it might be best to move the heater more towards the center position like that, and then move this one something like that. All right, and let's go ahead and do that same visual where you can see through the ceiling here and see the overall footprint of heat. And you can see here that we're getting a really good coverage with these 34,000 BTU heaters, and then a nice offset with the slimline 4,000 watt units here. All right, so the last thing I want to speak of is just talking about these are gas units, so there is exhaust, and as you can see here, there's a ceiling where it can capture the exhaust. So what I would recommend is taking like an O'Hagan vent and placing it up here in the corner, or maybe even in this corner or centered within the span here, so that you're allowing the exhaust gases to flow out from this ceiling area, so that we're not overheating the space up here with exhaust gases, it does get awfully hot, especially after you know, half hour to an hour or more of usage. And then over here possibly the same, because there is this edge over here. This gases are gonna, you know, be captured up here, and it'd be best to get rid of those gases by just placing an O'Hagan vent, which is called an O'Hagan cloaked vent. And that could be something that matches the rooftop, as well as you could put, you know, the vent and then put a covering over that vent to kind of disguise it, and it is waterproof. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote us in any way unless we receive thumbs up from our viewers, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you. Have an excellent day.